first time in our lives that obviously something like this has happened, but
Yeah.
you know, to affect the entire globe, those are rare world events.
It's different
that affects the entire globe.
Even like World War II.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not the same.
Yeah, because I mean, more countries were affected by this than the Second World War.
Yep.
So, yeah, I just wanted to, you know, give some updates on it, on the pandemic. As of today, the total number of people who have caught coronavirus is nearly 30 million, 29.2 million to be exact. The total deaths as of yesterday is 528,829. 500,000 people in this country alone. 500,000 families, you know.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just take a look at the graph that we have shown a couple times on this show, from the New York Times, Mr. Producer.
Is it up?
It is up.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point out a couple things about this graph for you guys. Obviously,
yikes, dude.
Obviously, we're much lower than we were, you know, January time. And this, you know, somewhat has to do with the vaccinations that have happened. But yeah, we're down 16% in transmissions.
I mean, down a massive amount just from the that third peak, but
yeah,
look at the characteristics of that peak, dude.
Yeah.
It slowed down, exploded again, and then
well, you can kind of see from this the measures that we took. You know, initially we were all at home, and there's kind of there's an incline at first when the initial pandemic hits.
Mm-hmm.
There's a steady decline, and then we start opening up. Right? Look at the times.
Yeah.
July, August.
Yep.
Start opening up. It goes back up again. Crack down again. Starts to even out again. And then we get to November, December, January when really a lot of states had begun laxing certain protocols and
holiday season, of course.
Yeah.
I mean.
That too, of course, going to see your family, big gatherings for Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner,
and it's all visible right there. It's all right there in the graph and the lines. You could
like physically see it, and I think that's crazy. But we're obviously now on the downward trend. 16% down for cases, 30% in deaths and hospitalizations, which is good. But again, we're not out of the woods.
Yeah. And you have to thank the vaccine science, right?
Exactly. And we're going to talk a little bit about the vaccines as well. You can go ahead and pull that graph, Jack Tunney. So yesterday, the CDC reported that 62.5 million Americans have received at least one dose of a vaccine. That's about 20% of our population.
Nice.
The same report says that 32.9 million Americans are fully vaccinated, which means they've gotten both shots. And they're completely immune to the disease.
I wish we had like a soundboard. I wish we could get like claps. I want like a round of applause, honestly, because it is significant. Also, it's significant that like it's not just elderly people. Like there are frontline young workers, not young, but not in the above 65 age range, right?
Yeah.
There are the vaccine is out there, and I think Biden was talking about like today or like the past few weeks about how they plan to have enough for all adults after May 1st or
so I'll talk a little bit about that. We need to get to 70 to 90% immune in order to achieve the herd immunity that they talk about. So they have ramped up the rate at which they're giving vaccines. Some of this is Trump's doing, of course, with his Operation Warp Speed. But a lot of it is also Biden. Essentially, they're looking to have enough doses by May to vaccinate the population. And then with the time that it takes by August, they believe that we will have 90% herd immunity, which means the pandemic is essentially done.
Yeah.
By August in the United States of America, I should say. That's not true globally. But in the United States, if we reach 90%, if the projections are true and we reach 90% by August, the pandemic is essentially done here.
Yeah. There are some studies about like LA and how Los Angeles is having like a slower like daily caseload. And this is kind of just speculation, but they were saying that it's probably because so many people have already caught it, and the fact that the most of the people that you're interacting with either are doing very strict quarantine, or they've been out the entire time and probably have already caught it or caught a little bit of it and have already developed antibodies.
They're saying like it's to the point now where the people who were reckless have caught it, and the people who are being safe are continuing to be safe.
Yeah. So yes. So
Yeah,
we are already seeing the beginnings of herd immunity.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And of course, if you open things back up, radically and
as some states are doing
violently, then obviously that would stop being the case because there'd be more people out. But
yeah,
I think it'll be a balance for a long time of being precautious and avoiding certain areas and certain events.
Yeah, I think certain things as well will take longer to restart. I think concerts, for instance, all those
indoor
bodies
concerts for sure.
in giant building, it's usually pretty hot in there because of all the body heat and everything. That's a perfect environment for the spread of this disease. I mean,
my mom was talking about the other day how there's an indoor gym in our county, and they are not enforcing mask policy, and she was literally taking the class from outside because she didn't want to be inside, because my mom is a rational person and I love her. And she said that when she went inside to like put down her weights or whatever, like the inside of the gym was literally hot and muggy.
Yeah.
Which is the exact, circumstances where coronavirus is going to spread. So it's like, that's not something that we can be doing yet. And if we are, it needs to be, outside. Use my mom as an example again. She's a Zumba teacher, and they've done outside classes, very spread out. Everybody's wearing masks.
I didn't know your mom did that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, like obviously, she is the example of the small business owner that has adjusted to the climate, right?
Right.
So there is
my gym, the gym that I used to go to, I don't anymore, but the gym that's right up the street from me, they're all outside. No one goes inside, and they've set up all the equipment out there and everything. So
yeah, it'll always be a balance. And that's why I get so mad when people say, Los Angeles isn't handling it, and they're not that they aren't handling it, but they're going too far, and California is taking people's rights and enslaving people. It's like, people are going to the gym, people are going to restaurants, people are still like doing all of the things.
Yeah, I was in LA a couple weeks ago. They're like, it's LA.
It's not that stuff is wide open like a Texas, but we are the example.
It's not a prison state.
We're doing the balance that is exemplified, and we are ahead of the vaccine schedule. We are like one of the most vaccinated states, so it's like I really have a problem with the crap that California gets.
Yeah, we get a lot of it, but it is what it is.
It's almost completely inaccurate.
But yeah, I mean, I think what I want to say, and I said this at least a similar thing the last time that we talked about the pandemic specifically. There's light at the end of the tunnel here. Mm-hmm. But we just got to keep doing the things that we've been doing. Keep wearing our masks. Keep distancing to the best of our abilities. Avoid crowded places. And get vaccinated, and we're almost there. We're almost there.
And it makes sense, like how, like we were saying, with the individual like experiences everyone's had. Like everybody is feeling a type of way, some sort of depression or anxiety. After what we've I would say learned this past year about our country and our society and that kind of thing. So I feel like if you're ever feeling lost, just talk to somebody, and because they'll probably relate and understand that you'll probably have more in common with people than what you disagree with. I'll always be an advocate for that. So just talk to people and learn,
keep living,
and it's gonna be okay. I truly believe it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get into our sandwich. We're going to talk about the relief bill that was recently amended.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the light.
This is the light.
This is